My boyfriend gamed with his friends throughout dinner and it broke my heart. I, 24F, got home around 4 and started making dinner at 5. My boyfriend typically gets off work around 5:30 but didn't get home until 6. Until I was already making dinner. He got home, gave me a hug and some kisses, and immediately wanted to get on his PC because his friends were on. I spent the entire time after I got home from work cooking dinner, and when it was ready, he was mid-game but was aware dinner was ready. I don't like telling him what to do and don't want to seem controlling. So I just softly say, "It's okay," when he asks to game to push past my feelings. We just have a conversation last week about how I was feeling neglected when he games every night. I made his plate, sat at the table alone, quietly ate dinner, and ultimately started crying. I was really upset that he didn't have the self-awareness to maybe think that he should get off his game for 10 minutes to have dinner with me. At least he felt I was partially at fault because I told him it's fine to game during dinner prep. But if he had told me it would have gone into dinner, I would have asked him not to. I don't know how to ask him to be conscious of my feelings when faking, because the primary way he stays connected to his friends is through gaming. They live in different parts of the country. It's getting to the point where I stuff my feelings down to make him feel okay. Just some advice from an older lady. Stop saying things are okay when they are not. Think about what it is that you're looking for. For example, you're cool with him coming home and playing games, but it's turned off as soon as dinner is ready. Or he doesn't start games until after you guys eat together, etc. Then tell him what you want. He will be fine having to wait to play games. Just stop stuffing your feelings down. I had a similar situation. In the beginning, everything was great. A lot of togetherness and mutual appreciation for one another. But as time went on, our second-year schedule went something like this. We would both go to work and then return home. This is where we started to diverge. I would start dinner preparations alone. I didn't mind. He would retreat to his office to work on a side business. I didn't mind this either. After I finished cooking, I would announce that dinner was ready. He would say, "In a minute." Minutes would pass and he's still not at the table. I would patiently wait and announce again. He would reply with, "I'll be right there." Maybe rinse and repeat a couple more times before he would finally appear. We would do this dance often. I grew more irritated as the food got colder. I worked all day and voluntarily made homemade meals for us, at least have the courtesy to come to the table when called. I finally had enough annoyance and had a lengthy discussion about why it bothered me. He asked why I made such a big production for meals. Couldn't we just have sandwiches? The audacity. After that, I bought sandwich fixings and rarely cooked. Obviously, our relationship started to deteriorate. I felt taken for granted amongst other things. So, I can empathize. Hugs. Edit. It's not about food itself. The meal situation was a catalyst that opened my eyes. It's about reciprocity, communication and emotional availability. The sandwich comment just cemented we were not on the same page and my feelings weren't acknowledged. My ex claimed to have a sleep disorder. He would play video games all night with his friends, fall asleep at about 5 a.m. and then wake up around 4 p.m. During the pandemic, I went to stay at his just because he had a bigger place and we didn't feel like being alone constantly. It was also my birthday and I don't usually ask for much. This year, I had asked him to just do something during the day with me. I had bought us cornhole, a picnic basket with all the things to make his favorite drinks, and bought some super good snacks for it too. All I wanted was that he wake up, spend the day with me, and I could just see the sun and enjoy my day with him. I sat by myself all day waiting for his ass to get up, turning off his alarms and telling me to F off when I tried to wake him up. When he finally woke up, I was sitting eating my dinner by myself, just crying silently. It didn't faze him one bit. It was in that moment I realized I needed to walk away. You need to walk away. Even if you think, oh wow, but I love him and maybe this was a little blip. It's not. Please put yourself and your happiness first, or else you will begin to believe you deserve this, and that will affect your confidence in the years to come. Find someone who wants to help you cook dinner or even just chat to you while you make it. Edit. Thanks to the strangers sending the Reddit care support stuff for me. But this was 2 years ago and I walked away and found an incredible man and independently made me life good again. I see the sun loads and do birthdays my own way now. I never have any real girlfriends. But if somehow I do have one, I will remind myself not to do this. It's getting to the point where I stuff my feelings down to make him feel okay. Well, time to decide who's more important, you or him. I'm a gamer myself, but shouldn't time be set aside for your partner? He doesn't have to game every night. He shouldn't be surprised one night when he gets off the game to find himself alone and partner moved out. What is he bringing to the table for you currently? I say this with all the love in the world. I really do, because I used to be this person. But pull yourself together. If you're not okay with him doing something, don't say it's okay. People are not mind readers. It really sucks that he's not taken you into consideration here. But you must set your boundaries. Be firm. Be upbeat and be expectant. Hey, I'm making us a nice dinner. It will be ready in X time. Can you be off your game and setting the table for 15 minutes before? Quote. If then he doesn't do it, we have problems. I assume you're with this guy because he makes your life better in many other ways. So hopefully this is just a small communication issue that needs resolving. But you deserve to have someone appreciate what you do. You sound really nice and like you really care about him. Make sure you let him know you expect the same from him. If you have trouble with saying what you need, expect in a relationship, then you need to look internally and find a love and respect for yourself. I may be projecting there, but I really wish you all the best. Yes, it's the primary way he stays connected to his friends. But ask him why he feels that takes higher priority most of the time over connecting with you. Don't let his reasons and explanations cloud your expectations and relationship needs. It's easy to start making excuses for people when you don't have the self-esteem to tell people what you need from them. Decide what you want from this relationship and communicate with him. If he is a good partner, we will listen and you will have a stronger and more communicative relationship. If he does not, then please try to understand your needs are as important as his. And that if he can't provide for those, you might want to move on. My ex and I fell apart because of his constant gaming. It was like I only existed for sex. And then it was flipped on me when I didn't want sex anymore and he felt bad thinking I was attracted to him anymore. Like, dude, you can't even have a conversation with me anymore. I hope we've both grown up. Especially him. How often does he do this? Don't say, it's okay, when it isn't. Clearly and reasonably communicating your needs and feelings are essential to having a happy relationship. I was in this situation. Even when I could get him to get away from his PC, he would be on his phone the entire time, either reading about the game, on Discord still talking to his friends, or just scrolling Reddit. He couldn't be bothered to be present with me, though I told him repeatedly how it felt like I was the third wheel to his computer he sat at all day and night. He also couldn't be bothered to help out and cook some evenings or help clean, and barely helped with the dogs. This in itself was frustrating because I worked more than him and had a horse, which is time consuming to care for on its own, but he would always forget to do things because he was gaming. Now I'm with a person who yes loves to play games and hang out with his friends online, but they have designated evenings they set aside, and the other evenings either he and I play together or we're spending quality time together, going on adventures and hiking. He also shares the responsibility of cooking and helping keep up our apartment, and I don't ever have to ask for him to help out. He just does it. You have to find someone who actually values you and your relationship. This guy you're with doesn't seem to actually respect your feelings or your need for quality time spent together. You can find someone out there who will actually meet your needs and who you would be more compatible with. Don't make him dinner anymore. Stop telling people that things are okay if they're not, and then quietly seething about it. It's not healthy. If you want to set real boundaries, you can be firm and kind about enforcing them. Have you tried being more honest and clear in your communication? Tell him dinner is ready in X minutes and that he can play until then. If he plays a lot longer than that, get annoyed and tell him you're annoyed you spent all that time making dinner and he doesn't appreciate it enough to prioritize it. That you are doing something that benefits the both of you. Making food. I think you need to try to be honest and clear in your expectations. Some people will assume you're okay when you say you're okay. This issue might be resolved if you're honest and show him you're angry when you're angry. If you silently feel bad, he might not even realize you're that upset by it. Sometimes showing other people our annoyance and anger helps them empathize and realize how strong we feel about it. You seem to want to make him feel at ease all the time. OFC, he's gonna think it's not that big of a deal when you do that. You are making a doormat out of yourself. It's okay to tell people what you want and be angry when they don't do the simple things to appreciate you. Think about a friend of you who never told you clear what they feel and want. They just hoped some hints would be enough to make you understand what they wanted. And when you asked about it, they said things are fine and hoping you'd realize they are not. That's bound to not work very well long term. Wouldn't you want your friend to just tell you what they wanted? Don't tell him it's fine. Let him know you don't mind him playing games. But dinner to you is your special time where you two can unwind and spend time together. Sometimes people just don't know. And some people just aren't good at taking social cues. You did say you two talked about it. I'd say have that conversation. And go over what you want, what you expect out of it. Then go from there. And see if it changes. Let him know you don't mind him playing games because you want him to be relaxed. Emphasize that dinner with him is your relaxation time. And that it's for the equivalent of gaming. You're being really dramatic and self-sabotaging. Why would you make his plate if he wasn't done gaming? So you can have a dramatic story to tell. Stop playing the martyr and get a hold of your life. That being said, I wouldn't date a gamer. This is typical. Y'all aren't compatible. IDK how long you two have been together, but this may have been his routine before you and hasn't learned to balance you from his gaming. Socialization with friends. Me and my buddies game almost every night. They have partners, wives, but they still make time for them. They don't eat dinner with their partners every night. In fact, some of them order takeout separately. But one thing they all have in common is they spend 1 to 2 evenings with them on weekdays, and they spend their entire weekends together and occasionally invite friends along during social events. They're going to. My buddy Jay has date nights with his wife every Wednesday. It is her night and he knows it. He will never be online gaming on Wednesdays. On the nights he's gaming with us that they don't have dinner together. She's hanging with her friends. Watching shows she likes guilt-free. Enjoying her hobbies. Sometimes they'll have dinner together and he's gaming with us afterwards. My advice. Talk with him. You started this, so that's great. Explain you don't want to take gaming from him, but you also want to spend time with him before he games. Dinner is bare minimum, but you should also advocate for a date night during the weekday. Don't make the dates complicated. Just have dinner and watch movies together. My friend I mentioned above, him and his wife watched all the Marvel movies during their date nights. I feel there is compromises to be made, and good, effective communication on this will help. And for you in a personal level, you should enjoy your hobbies. Socialize with your friends. Watch those shows you'd feel guilty watching with your partner being present. Don't cook every night and get takeout so neither of you need to worry about it. And worst case, get involved in his hobbies. You may like gaming too but never got into it. Hell, I'd die a happy guy if I found a partner who also loved gaming. I'd like to ask, what did he say and what was the outcome of you telling him you felt neglected? With him playing games every night last week? Also, how much does he game each day? And how much time does he spend with you? Secondly, it's not controlling to ask your partner to stop whatever they are doing to eat a meal you have prepared for them. A meal they knew you were making. Thirdly, don't stuff your own feelings down to please someone else. Your feelings are just as valid and important as your partner's. Lastly, don't waste your time with a partner who doesn't value you, didn't want to spend time with you, doesn't recognize and respect you when you do something kind, like something as simple as eating and saying thank you for you cooking a meal. I'm frustrated on your behalf that you have a spoilt teenager as a partner who, from what you've described, wouldn't notice if you left. Like literally. If you told him you were working late and instead you left him, how long would it take for him to notice? If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.